It's a YouTube shutdown.
Yeah.
Third time's a charm. Welcome to Stony and Jamar. Even my it's saying that some of our destinations have errors. I'm not going to try and redo this again. We're just gonna keep going. It's currently only on YouTube, having issues on Facebook. Don't know why. And we don't care.
Censorship.
Huh?
It's censorship. This the new America.
I was like, shut them up.
You say
Shut
something
up.
wrong, cut it off. Cut the live off.
Cut it off. Yeah, that's what's going on. I'm not gonna reboot it. But what I was saying, for the third time, Amazon is to cut 14,000 jobs to provide opportunities for artificial intelligence, which is known as AI. Excuse me. Amazon is planning to lay off more than 30,000 workers. Also, Microsoft is joining the same plan. It is to cut 9,000 more jobs, as it too will invest in AI. And also, Nestle, I was reading, they too are cutting jobs, but they didn't give a number. They were just saying they were going to restructure their company. So we all know what that means. Take a deep
Yeah.
breath and know, how in the world are we going to survive? You got to have a job to make it. You got to have money to feed your families.
Put everybody back in the fields.
Oh, that's what it sounds like.
Sounds like that, right?
Massa.
Put everybody back in the fields.
Massa. I want to
Or
be
call
cotton.
or make it total cake. It's a saying. I can't say it in Latin, but it's called order out of chaos. Right? Create chaos in order to bring in order. And
Uh-huh.
that's what it's kind of looking like, right? Because one thing that'll make people panic is money. Not being able to provide for your family, that's
Hmm.
enough to make people start becoming chaotic.
Right. And then when you become chaotic, you got to use the military force. That's going to bring in more martial law, more curfews, more structure, more control. It's all a part of the plan. I think
Well,
I didn't read the Project 2025.
but I won't think about that until they begin to take the guns. When they start moving to remove firearms, that's when I'll start saying, okay, here they come, because America is heavily armed, the citizens.
Yes.
So, they haven't made any real moves to do that. A lot of things is looking spooky though. There's a lot of little shootings happening that's kind of suspicious, and it's how they're reporting them, right? They're
Uh-huh.
every shooting is all of a sudden being called a mass shooting.
Oh.
So, that's what I've been paying attention to the most. When they start coming for the guns, that's when you would
Mm.
know it's on.
And speaking of the guns, the young man that is allegedly the shooter of Charlie Kirk, Tyler Robinson,
Hmm.
the judge has just declared that he can wear civilian clothes to his preliminary hearings, but to be shackled. A lot of privileges he's getting. Why can't we just see him just the way he is, a killer? Why does he have to be able to be viewed as non problematic or non violent and just as a regular Caucasian young man? Why can't he be viewed as who he is?
Mm. Well, I know during trials, I've never heard of during preliminary hearings, but I know during the trial, the suspects or the accused are able to wear their regular clothes, not to because they don't want them to look like in front of the jury. They want them to
Right,
look as normal as possible. I never heard it through the preliminary hearings, but it doesn't matter. He's going. I mean, it doesn't matter. He's guilty, right?
right.
We all know that. I mean, I'm not saying he's guilty as far as we know he did it. I'm saying he's guilty as far as they're gonna find him guilty regardless. So
Right.
to me, they wasting a lot of taxpayer money.
Exactly. Just take the plea and get on with this thing.
So they not offering them one.
I didn't get that far into it. They
Yeah,
and
he's
they
not
may
getting.
not.
Now he's not. They not offering him no pleas.
Oh, yeah. Well, wasting the taxpayers' money and another person who is guilty that's going to be taking up space. I was reading an article the other day about death by I think it's nitrogen gas. Have you heard
Yeah.
about that one?
No, I haven't heard about it.
Ah,
Oh,
well, that's a little different. I've heard of. I don't know. Are you a John Grisham fan?
absolutely.
Okay, have you read The Chamber?
Yes.
Okay, so um, they've come up with this way, sort of like The Chamber, where they put these the death row inmates on a mask, and they take their, until they take their last breath. But I
Mm,
think that's a horrific way to die, don't you think?
mm. The only issue I have with the death penalty is the racial disparity. That's
Right.
it. Outside of that, I wouldn't care how they did it. I wouldn't care if someone was sentenced to the death penalty and they were found guilty. I
Right.
wouldn't care if it was a firing squad, a hanging, however they want to do it, it's fine with me. And I wouldn't care if it was me. If I did something that qualified for the death penalty, however they put me to death is okay with me. I'm not arguing that.
I think I wouldn't oppose. I don't oppose of the death penalty, but how they do it, I think is some of the most horrific. Like Georgia used to have the electrocution. Well, they electrocuted you. I don't know if it's now lethal injection. I'm gonna do more and more research so we can talk about it the next time. But by gas, I think that's ooh.
Yeah, I mean, do you when you go over some of the ways people have killed other people
Mm-hmm.
or some of the things that they've done,
Mm-hmm.
I don't have any feelings towards how they're executed,
Well,
right?
this last one that I read was an African American man,
Hmm.
and he proclaimed that he was not guilty. He was there, or he was around when it happened, but he wasn't the actual person that did it. So he felt as if he shouldn't have been put to death. I agree with that because he didn't actually commit that's just like if we were riding somewhere and you decide to get out the car and start shooting up the neighborhood. I don't think I should get the death penalty because you killed
Mm.
45 people. I think, yeah, I should get maybe some time because I'm in the car with you. But, and even that have stipulations, but to give him the death penalty along with the person that actually committed the murder, and then I think that was wrong.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I don't know the full circumstances of it, but I'm just totally in support of the death penalty. Just don't kill people.
Right.
Just don't. I mean, I'm like, hey, look, if we did that, we'd save millions of dollars in taxes. Millions. You kill somebody, you got to get the death penalty. It's real simple.
Right.
You know, what I mean, you just don't kill people. And
Yeah.
if you do kill somebody, just know that that's what's waiting for you. I would think like I have my issues. I have some things going on that I really want to do that. But
Uh,
if I choose to do that, I'm okay with whatever's gonna happen to me. And I think people need to understand that. Like, just be okay with what's gonna happen. You make a choice, just be okay with it.
just be
Yeah.
okay. Well, yeah, I agree with that. I definitely do. Did you hear about the statue of the Confederate General Albert Pike being put back up after it was torn down in 2020? Trump, he now Albert Pike is okay. Let me read it to you what I wrote. A statue of the Confederate General Albert Pike that was torn down and set on fire in 2020 during a social justice protest in Washington, D.C., has been reinstalled under the orders of Donald Trump. The statue was built in 1901 and has been at the debate of much controversy because Albert Pike was a racist.
Mm-hmm.
So I think the statue should have stayed torn down myself.
Yeah. Well, I mean, what we go? We might also get rid of the what is that? The monument
And the
with all the
flags.
with all the presidents' faces on there.
Yeah.
Hey, might as well blow that up too. They was all racist too.
Ah,
Like
oh
when
God.
we talk about 1901, who wasn't racist? Don't get me wrong, you had some abolitionists who wasn't,
Right.
but for the most part, all of them generals, it never made sense to me to tear down statues
Right.
over racism, over racist. The country was racist at the time. I'm not supporting having the statues up, but what does that do for the people? You can't erase uh the history of America by tearing down statues.
But if you look at it, the history of America is being torn down completely by Trump. He's closing the museums, rewriting the textbooks, tearing down the East Wing. Um,
Mm,
it's. I'm just naming a few things off the top of my head.
yeah. He just
Um,
wants to erase the ugly parts of it, the racist parts of it. All the rest of it, he's okay with, right? He just wants
right.
to erase the ugly parts of slavery and racism in America. Make it sound real like it wasn't that bad.
Have you heard the video of him talking about Jasmine Crockett and her low IQ?
Yeah. Yeah, I heard it.
Why does he feel that everyone is beneath him? And that has anybody given him an IQ test?
You don't have to. All you gotta do is listen to him. If you if you listen to Donald Trump, you can tell he's on the spectrum. You don't gotta give him an IQ test. He's slow as hell.
Oh no. I was listening to his niece, Mary Trump, speak about him in great depth and detail,
Hmm.
about how he overshadowed her father, Freddie Trump, which is named after their grandfather. Fred Trump was the oldest, and he died of alcoholism at 42 in
Hmm.
1981. And she was just saying that her uncle, which is Donald Trump, is very narcissistic. Now, I did call that out. And she was just saying that he's self-centered, and this has things to do with not being recognized so much as a child. So, like, the not the smartest person, but the most manipulative person. Did I
Hmm.
say that right?
Manipulative, yes.
Yeah, manipulative. So not smart, not articulate, but know how is just very cunning. And she said he's the same with everybody, whether you're family, whether you are a friend. He has that same monotone with everybody.
Hmm.
And I'm like, that's sad because most people, like with me, you're gonna get, I'm mom, so when my kids enter the room with me, they're gonna get warmth and loving.
Hmm.
When I see you, I may just be like, "Hey, bye," but it's a different, you know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
A change. So that's something's wrong with you if you're the same with everybody.
Right. Yeah, I don't know. I don't. if most people met Donald Trump, let's just take away the money, the privilege of him being able to grow up with money, right? And you just met Donald Trump and you had a conversation with him.
Right.
You would walk away from that conversation like, yo, he's stupid as hell, right? You'll be like, yo, he dumb. Like that, he's a dummy.
Right.
Just the things that he say out of his mouth. He can barely read. He can barely pronounce words.
You don't think he can read?
He can't read. I mean, he can read, but he can't read on a level of, I don't think he can read on a college level.
Right. I don't even know if he finished college or
He finished, but he had money. I mean, his niece Mary, she's talked about that, how his father paid for him to finish college.
oh
This is
Lord.
not, he's not a Harvard graduate. He didn't graduate from Yale or Harvard or no real prestige. This guy, if take away the money and the privilege, right? His
Right.
father gave him money to start the business. His father had the name. You take all that away from Donald Trump, and Donald Trump is living somewhere in rural Kentucky, struggling. This guy, I mean, he built the casinos. How do you bankrupt a casino? The house always wins.
Right.
Dude is slow. And dude is slow.
He's slow, but he's moving fast.
He's doing a lot because he has people behind him. Donald Trump has a whole think tank behind him. These are not Donald Trump ideas. He's just going, okay, okay. Now, when you hear him saying things like, yeah, Jasmine Crockett is low IQ, that's the racism and the fear of a black woman coming out. How you
Right.
gonna call this woman is accomplished?
Yes, she is. Very much so. But you know,
Mm-mm. I can't hear you. I can't. We try again tomorrow. All right.